Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special second Saturday. Thanks for joining us. Today, I'm really excited because the theme is inventions. So we'll be talking all about tinkering, designing, and making some very cool ideas come to life. Now, every year there is a huge event called Chicago Student Invention Convention, where kids like you can show off their wonderful invention ideas. But today, we're going to be joined by a number of those kids to talk about their inventions. Now let's see what else we have in store today. I'll bring up the schedule that we have. So we're going to kick things off with a trip to Brighton Park Branch and a story time with Miss April. Then throughout the program, Mr. John will bring in past participants and learn about their inventions. We'll also take a trip to Little Village Branch, and Mr. Fernando is going to teach us how to make a paddle boat. Miss Liv will join us like she does every week to talk about some excellent books about making and inventing. Now, always just note that these books are going to be on our website as part of a book list that you can check out to see all the different books that are going to be mentioned today. That's going to be linked in the comments. And then finally, at the end of the program, we're going to invite some hopeful participants from this year's Invention Convention to come on and talk about their inventions and also play a fun drawing game with us. So please feel free to comment and ask our inventors questions, play along at home. We always love when we get comments on the show because I'm able to bring those up so our people and participants who are talking today can see them. So that's always a lot of fun and very interactive. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Miss April, who's going to start things off with our story time. Hi, Miss April.
Hello.
Well, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is April, and I work at the Brighton Park branch of the Chicago Public Library. I'm wearing a fun costume today. Can you see what I'm wearing on my head? It's called a hard hat. Sometimes when we make things, we wear hard hats to protect our head. I'm also wearing these really fun goggles. Sometimes when we're making things, we wear goggles to protect our eyes. And I'm also wearing a yellow vest so everyone can see me. And it's so nice to see you all today. So today we're going to talk about inventions. What is an invention? An invention is when you have an idea for something and then you make it. Who here likes making things? Do you like making things? I love making things. And when we make things, we use tools. This is a tool that I use. Can you guess what it's called? What do we call this tool? It's called a hammer. And what do we use hammers for? We use them to pound the nails. If you don't have a hammer with you, you can pretend to have a hammer. Can you make the motion for a hammer? All right, let's sing a song together. It goes, this is the way we pound the nails, pound the nails, pound the nails. This is the way we pound the nails so early in the morning. This is another tool we use for making things. It's called a paintbrush. What color is my paintbrush? It's the color purple. Who here likes purple? I love purple. So we're going to pretend to stir the paint. And if you don't have a paintbrush, you can pretend to stir the paint. This is the way we stir the paint, stir the paint, stir the paint. This is the way we stir the paint so early in the morning. Now we stirred the paint, and now we're going to paint. We're going to pretend to paint. Let's paint up and down, and up and down. This is the way we paint the walls, paint the walls, paint the walls. This is the way we paint the walls so early in the morning. Yay, good job, everyone. I'm so proud of you. Now let's try another song about tools and using tools. So this is our hammer, right? And we're going to pretend that these are our nails. What part of the body am I showing you? I'm showing you my hand. And the hand has how many fingers? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So we're going to say 5 little nails standing straight and steady. Here I come with my hammer ready. Bam, bam, bam. That nail goes down. Now there's just 4 nails left to pound. Can you show me 4 nails? Show me 4 nails. 4 little nails standing straight and steady. Here I come with my hammer ready. Bam, bam, bam. That nail goes down. Now there's just 3 nails left to pound. Can you show me 3 nails? Show me 3 nails. 3 little nails standing straight and steady. Here I come with my hammer ready. Bam, bam, bam. That nail goes down. Now there's just 2 nails left to pound. Can you show me 2 nails? 2 little nails standing straight and steady. Here I come with my hammer ready. Bam, bam, bam. That nail goes down. Now there's just 1 nail left to pound. Can you show me 1 nail? 1 little nail standing straight and steady. Here I come with my hammer ready. Bam, bam, bam. That nail goes down. Now there are no nails left to pound. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. Now we're going to read our first book. Raise your hand if you love books. I love books, and that's why I work at the library. So let's see this book. What do you see on the cover? I see a girl with her pet. What kind of animal is that? It's a dog. And what does a dog say? Woof, woof, woof. So this book is called The Most Magnificent Thing. What does the word magnificent mean? Magnificent means amazing. So let's say the word magnificent together. Magnificent. All right, so the most magnificent thing. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole world. What's her best friend? It's the dog, right? Does anyone here have a dog at home? Raise your hand if you have a dog. All right. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things. He unmakes things. She built a tower, and then what happened? It fell down. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. That means she's going to make something amazing. Have you ever had an idea like that before? It's so exciting. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it, and she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Who's her assistant? It's her dog. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way to work. Where does this girl live? Do you think she lives in the country, or do you think she lives in the city? I see lots of buildings, so she probably lives in a city, right? This girl hammers and hammers and hammers. She hammers and hammers and hammers. When she's finished, she looks back to admire her work. She's shocked to discover the thing isn't magnificent. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. When she's finished, she stands up and takes a look. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. She saws and glues and adjusts. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. Can you make a square with me? Let's try to make a square. How many sides does a square have? A square has 4 equal sides. Good job. She makes it round. Can you show me round? Round and round and round. What shape am I making with my finger? I'm making a circle. She gives it legs. She gives it antennae. What are antennae? They're long things that come off the insect's head, right? She makes it fuzzy, but none of these things are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing she has in her mind. She gets, how does she feel? She gets mad. Can you make a mad face? Can you make a mad sound? Have you ever felt like this before? She's working so hard, but she just can't get it to work. And it's so upsetting, right? She's so angry. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes the pieces and shapes. If only the thing would just work. How does she feel? She's so angry. But then what happens? What happens to her finger? Her finger gets crunched. Oh my gosh. How would that feel if your finger got crunched? Not good. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain and she explodes. Look at her arms in this. She explodes. Can you put your arms like this? She's so upset. It is not her finest moment. Then she says, I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel-to-seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, but it's just what she wanted. What did she make? It's a scooter. And what's special about her scooter? It has a special place for her assistant, right? The dog. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. Good listening, everybody. Good job. Remember, we were talking about my tool, which is called a hammer, right? So let's pretend that our fists are hammers, and we're going to pound our fist on our knee. Can you find your knee? And we're going to go like this. So we're going to sing a song about hammering. It goes, April works with one hammer, one hammer, one hammer. April works with one hammer, then she works with two. So I have one hammer here, and then I have one hammer here. So now I'm going to work with two hammers. April works with two hammers, two hammers, two hammers. April works with two hammers, then she works with three. Oh no, I only have two hammers. What am I going to do? How about we tap our foot, right? Can you show me your foot? Okay, so I've got my foot. I'm going to tap my foot, and I'm going to use my two hammers. Now we're going to do three hammers. April works with three hammers, three hammers, three hammers. April works with three hammers, then she works with four. What should we use for our fourth hammer? Probably our other foot, right? All right, let's tap our feet and then tap our fists on our knees. April works with four hammers, four hammers, four hammers. April works with four hammers, then she works with five. What should I do for my fifth hammer? I already used my hands and my feet. What else could I use? How about my head? My head could be a hammer too. April works with five hammers, five hammers, five hammers. April works with five hammers, then she goes to sleep. Shh. Good job, everybody. All right, now we're going to read our next book, which is called, can you read the title? What does it say? So this book is called Going Places by Peter Reynolds. It's about this kid named Raphael. What's he doing? Where is he? He's in school, right? Raphael had been waiting all year long for the Going Places contest, a chance to build a go-kart. Do you know what a go-kart is? A go-kart is a little car that you drive yourself. It's pretty exciting. So he wanted to race it and win. So he wanted to go so fast. All right, so show me fast. Now show me slow. Now show me fast. So he wanted to go so fast. He wanted to win the race. When their teacher announced who would like to take the first kit, Raphael's hand shot up. How do you think he felt? He was so excited. Can you raise your hand? He was so excited. He wanted to get the first kit. The rest of the class watched as Raphael walked back to his seat with a kit. Mrs. Shanda assured them, "Don't worry, you'll all be getting one." And they're all exactly alike. How many boxes do you see? A lot, right? So look at all these kits. They're all the Going Places kits, and they're all exactly the same. The kit came with a set of precise instructions. That made Raphael happy. He was very good at following directions. He hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered. He hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered. His go-kart looked exactly like the one in the directions. He was feeling quite proud. Raphael wondered how his classmate Maya was doing. She lived right next door. He peered over the fence. "Hey, Maya, you haven't even started?" Maya didn't respond. She was so intent on watching the bird. She didn't even notice. Then she just put down her pencil and stared at the bird dreamily. Raphael shrugged. "Can you give me a shrug?" He was like, The next morning, Raphael checked back in to see how Maya was doing. "Wow, what is that?" he asked. "What did she make?" "She made a set of wings." Do you ever wish that you had wings and you could fly? Let's pretend to have wings right now. Let's fly to the left, fly to the right. Let's pretend to have big wings. Maya grinned. "You like it?" Raphael responded slowly. "Yeah, that's cool, but Maya, there's just one little problem. That's not a go-kart." Maya smiled. "Who said it had to be a go-kart?" Raphael was confused. The set of instructions said go-kart. After a minute, he grinned. "I get it. Hey, Maya, I really want to win this race. The instructions never said we couldn't team up." And so they did, working late into the evening. Wow, they're working so hard. The next day, everyone gathered for the race. Each go-kart was a perfect replica of the other. They all look exactly the same, right? Except one. What did they build? They built a plane. So let's pretend that we're airplanes and we're soaring through the sky. Can you soar to the left? Can you soar to the right? Let's soar to the left. Let's soar to the right. One of the kids laughed. "Looks like you had trouble with the Going Places instructions. You're going places, all right. You're going to lose." Is that nice to say that? No. Maya and Raphael didn't even have time to respond because the announcer's big, boomy voice called out, "Attention racers, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!" Well, all the other go-karts disappeared in a cloud of dust. Maya just sat there. Raphael said, "Maya, what are you waiting for?" "No worries, Raphael," Maya answered. "Flaps down, throttle up." And now they took off into the air. Oh my gosh, look, the go-karts are all on the ground, but Maya and Raphael, they are flying. That's amazing, right? The other contestants looked up in amazement. Can you make a surprise face? Oh my gosh. Maya and Raphael hovered and then sped right past them all. Before long, Maya and Raphael coasted across the finish line to the cheers of the waiting crowd. Did they win the contest? Yes. They kept rolling right up to the lake, and then they saw an animal. Can you see what animal that is? Raphael said, "Maya, are you thinking what I'm thinking?" What did they turn their plane into? They turned it into a frog. That was an amazing story. Thank you guys so much for being great listeners. Let's close with one more song. So this song is also about a hammer. It goes, the hammer in the shop goes bang, 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 bang. The hammer in the shop goes bang, 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 all through the shop. Now let's talk about a drill. A drill goes like this. Can you make that sound? The drill in the shop goes. The drill in the shop goes all through the shop. Now the next one is called a, what is this thing? Raise your hand if you've seen this before. Have you guys ever seen this tool before? So this tool is called a wrench. Can you say wrench? A wrench goes click, click, click. The socket wrench goes click, 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 click. The socket wrench goes click, 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 all through the shop. All right, let's see our next tool. It's my purple paintbrush. The paintbrush in the shop goes swish, 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 swish. The paintbrush in the shop goes swish, 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 all through the shop. This is my last tool of the day. It is called a tape measure. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a tape measure before. It measures to see how big something is, right? And when you let go, it goes snap, snap. So it goes, the measuring tape goes snap, 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 snap. The measuring tape goes snap, 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 all through the shop. Well, thank you so much for singing songs with me and listening to the books. And now back to Aldo. Bye.
Bye, Miss April. Thank you. All right. So that was Miss April from Brighton Park. And if you enjoyed those books, please remember to check our comments. We have links on there so you can see if they're available at your nearest Chicago Public Library, and you can pick it up. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about the Invention Convention, which takes place on May 1st. And we have an excellent video that will explain it a little bit further. So I'll go ahead and play that now for everyone.
The Chicago Student Invention Convention, I honestly think, is one of the most unique and special events that we have throughout the entire year. Where else can you bring together 300 first graders through 8th graders who create new inventions that solve real-world problems?
And our invention is the charged air. This will be integrated into the electric car and it will produce energy while it is driving.
It's a bowl on top of a cup, which they screw on to prevent spillage. And it would go into the cup so you can drink it while you eat your popcorn on the bowl.
So it's a flashlight with solar panels on them that are attached to the shoe that charge during the day.
My invention's the TMC, the Master Caster, and what it does is it's a water activating cast, the before and after, and that's my invention.
It's an alternative solution to road salt. It doesn't impact the environment badly.
So out of the 3,500 students that took part in our program across 45 schools, 300 are here today at the final citywide event. The judges will be picking 45 of them to then go compete at the National Student Invention Convention to make Chicago proud.
As a judge at the Student Invention Convention, it was great for me to spend my Saturday morning reviewing all the different inventions that the kids came up with this year. It was really a lot of fun.
It's all about giving the kids the skills that they need to be successful in the future. We're trying to create tomorrow's problem solvers, tomorrow's innovators, and tomorrow's leaders by what we're doing today, by giving them access to STEM education and curriculum and invention education and entrepreneurship education, which is a pretty rare opportunity. And we think that by giving students these opportunities, they're going to be able to create some awesome skills which will stay with them for a lifetime.
Congratulations to all of our state finalists who are here today at the Chicago Student Invention Convention.
All right. Well, before we bring in our special guests and some of our inventors, we're going to talk about their inventions. We're going to kick it over to Mr. Fernando at Little Village Branch. He's going to show us how to build a paddle boat using supplies you probably have at home. So it's a great activity to do, especially like on a rainy day today. So let's go over and see how Mr. Fernando's doing.
Hello and welcome. My name is Mr. Fernando and I am here with the Chicago Public Library Little Village Branch. In today's activity, we will be making a paddle boat. A paddle boat is a boat that is propelled by a paddle wheel. The wheel is powered by a steam engine, or if it's a really small boat, it's powered by foot pedals. This activity is super easy and it can be made with things that you probably already have at home. So for this activity, you will need scissors, 2 pencils, at least 3 rubber bands, a plastic container or small Tupperware, and then like a milk carton or cardboard, or if you have thick foam board, you can use that as well. And if you have it handy, a ruler really helps. The last thing that you need access to is either a large plastic container or access to the kitchen sink or the bathtub. But always ask for adult supervision if you're going to use a sink or the bathtub. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to take our 2 pencils and our Tupperware container, and we're going to secure them to the side of the Tupperware with a rubber band. So you want them kind of centered. And then the next step is we're gonna put a rubber band in front and another rubber band in the back. So that's like our ship. Next, we're going to build the paddle wheels. To build the paddle wheels, if you don't have a ruler, the easiest way is to use your boat as a guide to cut your cardboard down. I already cut down a piece of the milk container down to a square. So what you'd want to do is you can use this as a guide, and you make sure you cut less. So you want to cut maybe like 1 inch less from that space. And if you think it's too big, you can still cut it down more. I still think that is too big, so I'm gonna cut down another bit. That looks fine. So I'm gonna use that as a guide to cut another piece. And then you want to square them. The easiest way to square them is if you place them in this position and you cut one part and you cut the other. So now you have 2 square pieces. You're going to need to make 2 of these, one for the front and one for the back. The next part is you're just going to make a cut in the middle, about halfway through, not all the way, on each square. And then you're going to connect them through the cuts you just made. And that is going to be your paddle wheel. So you're making 2 of these. I already had some pre-cut pieces. So one goes in the front, or one in the front, one in the back, like this. And if space is an issue, the front paddle wheel you're not really going to use. It's just there more as balance. But if space is an issue, you can push the pencils back more so you have more space in the back, because the back paddle wheel is the one you're going to use. So that's really it. Now that we have our paddle boat assembled, let's go test it out. All right, so let's test our paddle boat out. We're using this plastic container we have, but like I mentioned earlier, you have access to a kitchen sink or the bathtub. You can use that as well. Just make sure that you ask for adult help and supervision before you do that. So it's really simple. We're just gonna start twisting the back paddle wheel towards the back, and then we're going to set it in the water and see what happens. It did move, it went forward. So what is happening? What's making the boat go forward? Well, it's a combination of potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy is stored energy, while kinetic energy is the energy of motion. When potential energy is used, it is converted into kinetic energy. Think of potential energy as kinetic energy that is waiting to happen. The perfect example would be like a roller coaster. When the roller coaster is going up, it's storing potential energy. Once it gets to the top and comes down, that potential energy is converted to kinetic energy. The roller coaster continues, and when it gets to the next slope or hill, it once again converts back to potential energy. Once it reaches the top and comes back down, it switches back to kinetic energy. So it can go back and forth. So when we twist the paddle wheel in the boat back, we're storing potential energy. And when we release it, that wheel, release the wheel, the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy, which causes the paddle boat to turn and the boat to move forward. So I hope you enjoyed this activity. There's a lot of ways you can experiment with this. You could use a different size container. Maybe you could use 4 pencils if you attach them together. There's different ways to make the paddle boats. I made some with foam, pieces of foam. I made another one, again, just using the milk container carton, but I used tape to make it into like a little gear. So have fun and experiment. If you want to learn about more projects about boats, I suggest reading this book, The Motorboat Book by Ed Sobey. Thank you for watching. We hope you had fun with this activity, and join us next time for more craft and STEAM activities. Goodbye.
Wow, that was really great, Fernando. Thank you so much for showing us that awesome activity. I think this week's theme of inventions is so fun because I love hearing about inventions, and we're so fortunate today to have some actual young inventors joining us today who have made really cool creations as part of the Invention Convention. So we're going to bring in a young inventor to join me right now. And I think, hey Alexa, how are you? I'm Mr. John. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
So you participated in Invention Convention. Can you tell us the name of your invention and tell us a little bit about what it does?
The name of my invention is the travel brush, and it's basically just a brush that you can take with you when you're on vacation or that you can just keep at your house. And it has all of like your hair products and stuff in there so that you don't forget them and so that it's easier for you to brush your hair.
Cool. What inspired you to create this?
Well, I would always watch like my mom try and brush my little sister's hair, and it would be like super difficult. So I just thought maybe there could be something that I could invent to help that.
Well, what can you tell me more about what the process was like when in coming up with your invention?
Well, first I didn't really know what to make, and I was just looking around my house to see if there was anything that I could improve. And so I just like found a brush, and I decided like maybe I could just do something with that. And initially I was gonna like put like something, like I was gonna have like a different design for it. And then I ended up like changing it a bit to add like a spray bottle at the bottom.
Wow. Oh, is that the final product right there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, can you hold it up again?
It used to
That's
have
pretty
like
cool.
something on the back, but we took it off since we use it.
So do you think you're going to continue to tweak your invention, or are you going to move on to some new inventions?
I think I'm gonna move on to something else because I think this is pretty good as it is.
Can you like just pretend to demonstrate using it a little bit?
Okay, so there's like a spray bottle at the bottom and you can just like open it up and there's like a whole like container in here that you can like fill up with whatever you want and then you can spray it.
So that actually looks like a really professionally made product. Did Invention Convention help you make your prototype and everything?
No, since I had to make it at home and everything, then my dad helped me a bit, but we just like took off the little part on the bottom of the brush and it was actually hollow inside of here.
Wow.
So then we could just fill it up.
Oh, that's awesome. It really looks like a product you could buy off the shelves already. You did a great job making that.
Thank you.
Do you have any inventors from history that you find particularly inspiring?
No, not really.
How about maybe this is a better question. What is your favorite invention throughout all of history? I know that's a tough one. There's like so many.
I don't know. I don't know. This is a weird answer, but I would kind of say like Coke and food.
I think it's a great answer. You know, I love all the cool different types of food and drinks we have out there, and somebody had to invent them. My last question for you is, if you had unlimited time and unlimited resources, what would you want to invent?
I don't know, maybe something to like help with world hunger or something like that.
That's really great. I think you're so creative. I think you know, I know time and resources are always something that's a challenge for any inventor, but you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you make next. So thank you so much for joining us. I really think your invention's great.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Alexa. Now I'm going to pass things over to Ms. Liv, who's going to share some really great books with us, and I'll be back later to talk to another young inventor.
Good morning, makers. Here are some books to inspire you. Make Fashion. Julian is a mermaid. Julian is captivated when he spots 3 mermaid costume-wearing commuters on the train, so he designs a costume of his own. But what will Abuela say when she sees what he's done with her curtains? And for a true story about a fashion designer, read Fancy Party Gowns, the story of fashion designer Anne Cole Lowe. If you love fancy party dresses and hardworking heroines, you will love the story of Anne Cole Lowe. Anne battled racial discrimination with yards of ivory silk taffeta, bouffant skirts, pink silk, and determination. Her most famous creation? Jackie Kennedy's wedding dress. Fairy godmothers are good luck if you can get them, but talented fashion designers are magic. Make a comic. In Vamos, Let's Go to the Market, Little Lobo is loading up his cart and heading to the mercado. Come and help him with his deliveries. There's wood, paintbrushes, and even golden laces. Who do you think they're for? What do you think they'll make? Vamos is written in English and in Spanish. If you love going to market with Little Lobo, be sure to check out Vamos, Let's Go Eat and 2 new books for beginning readers, Training Day and Tag Team. Make a soccer field. In the floating field, a group of Thai boys build their own soccer field. In the fishing village of Koh Phanyi, Thailand, sits up above the water on stilts. If you lived there, you could travel from one neighborhood to another by longboat and catch your dinner right outside your house. But where would you go if you wanted to play soccer? In 1986, Prasit Amin and his friends decided they were tired of waiting for low tide to play soccer on the beach, and so they decided to build a field where they could play soccer anytime. A floating field. How did they do it? You'll have to read and find out. Pie in the sky. Making new friends is no piece of cake when you move to a country where you don't speak the language and the closest thing you have to a friend is an annoying little brother. Homesick, Xing Wen turns to the recipe book his father created before he passed away. What if Xing Wen could make each of the cakes in the book? Would he feel closer to his home? Would he make new friends? Would his little brother be less annoying? This graphic novel hybrid is funny, heartfelt, and sweet as pie. Stand Up Yumi Chung. What would you do to meet your favorite YouTuber? Would you pretend to be somebody you're not? When Yumi Chung learns her YouTube hero Jasmine Jasper is teaching a comedy class just across the street from her summer tutoring program, she slips into the audience to observe. All Yumi wants is to see Jasmine in person, just for a second. But when Jasmine thinks Yumi is her new student, how can Yumi resist? Her parents would never let her take a comedy class. Is Yumi doomed to live a double life forever? Or can she prove to her parents what comedy means to her? And are they really as strict as she thinks? For a few more ideas to think about, check out Jack Chalonet's Lab series. Maker Lab, STEM Lab, and Maker Lab Outdoors.
Thanks so much, Liv, for those great books. I think books are always a really great source of inspiration, whether you're trying to invent something that solves a very specific problem, or whether you're trying to invent a brand new recipe or dish, or whether you're trying to come up with some really cool fashion design. So thank you for showing us such a great range of books that can serve as inspiration for our young inventors out there. I was so excited to hear about Alexa's invention. We're actually going to bring in another young inventor right now and learn about their invention.
Hello.
Hey, Jose, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Mr. John. Can you tell me the name of your invention and tell me a little bit about what it does?
Okay, so the name of my invention, or our invention with my crewmates, is called the Healthy Tea, and it's a T-shirt that detects when you are on big stress levels, so that your coach can or family member can calm you down.
Wow, that sounds really cool. What was your you and your team's inspiration for coming up with that?
So our team's inspiration was because there's a student not that long ago who didn't go crazy but got very mad in a competition, and we wanted to calm him down before he did all those things, and so we created that so that can stop with our teammates and any other team.
That's great. I love how you guys identified a really specific problem and tried to figure out a way to help address it. So you and your team created this invention as part of Invention Convention, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about what participating in Invention Convention was like for you guys?
So we were going to participate in the Invention Convention, or we kind of did, but we did it virtually. We didn't go physically because of the pandemic and everything happened, but it was very cool to like participate in an event, and it was this time was my first year here, so yeah, it was awesome.
Do you think you're going to participate again?
Yes.
Do you have some ideas already on what you might be trying to create next?
So what I'm thinking is, or like we already created one for this year's Invention Convention. It's called the Vanity Medical Box. So it's like a vanity that has a security system and other cool features to detect when a child has grabbing grandparents or parents' medication.
Oh wow, you're making some really important inventions, I think. Can you also tell me a little bit about what your process is like? So it sounds like you guys identified a specific problem that you guys wanted to address. What are the steps you take after that to get to your final product?
So we had to create prototypes. We had to create where each little bit would go, and like each little bit. So we use little bits, which is like a coding thing to make every feature and security system. So it wasn't that hard to make.
You make it sound so easy, but I don't even know if I could do that. And you know what? Ms. Allison just shared that your team actually won second place in the computer science.
Yes,
category.
yes, we did.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all your future inventions. Another fun question, and I know this might be a tough question. Do you have a favorite invention of all time? Like anything that's ever been created that's just like something you love the most?
I would say this is kind of crazy, but I would say the wheel, because it's a invention that you can go anywhere and travel easily without like walking and getting tired.
No, that's a great choice. I think that's like a really like classic invention, but it had so much impact on the world. So that's a really good one. And also, I asked this of Alexa also, if you had unlimited time and unlimited resources, what do you think you would want to invent?
So if I had as much resources and time, I would probably make this is kind of hard. Maybe like a portable fan, a solar portable fan.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that you're thinking about solar energy. I think it's really important for us to look into new ways of powering our different devices. So I think that's really great, Jose. Thank you so much for joining us. I think you guys, you and your team are so creative, and I know you already have an invention for this year, but I look forward to seeing you guys make even more inventions in the future. So thank you so much for joining us, Jose.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye. So today is Second Saturday, and I wanted to give you a little preview about next month's Second Saturday, which is going to be on Saturday, May 8th, I believe. Saturday, May 8th. So in the past, at Chicago Public Library here at the Harold Washington Library Center, we used to do a big event every second Saturday in May called Steam Powered Saturday. And unfortunately, we're not able to do Steam Powered Saturday this year. And that would be our annual celebration of all things STEAM. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And we used to like to have a big event here in the Harold Washington Library Center in the Winter Garden, where we would invite families from all over the city to come join us and celebrate the way STEAM impacts our world around us. So we used to have a bunch of different activities all over the Winter Garden, and we're translating that into our virtual Second Saturday. So in order to capture some of the energy of Second Saturday, Steam Powered Saturday, we're gonna have some special guests like Wendy and DB. They're one of my favorite musical duos. They're going to do some songs all about science and the world around us, and I think they're really fun. They put on a great show, so I hope you join us for that. And we're also going to do a live egg drop. So some of our librarians at some of our branches have been facilitating egg drop challenge projects where kids in their neighborhoods are creating devices to protect an egg, and we're going to get some of those devices and drop them from a height to see if their devices will actually protect an egg from dropping or cracking from a great height. So Steam Powered Saturday is Saturday, May 8th at 11. And Steam Powered Saturday is actually going to kick off a whole week of science, technology, engineering, arts, and math activities here at Chicago Public Library virtually. So be sure to check out our website to look for events the whole week of May 9th through 15th. So I hope you'll join us for Steam Powered Saturday and check out STEAM Week activities on our website, May 8th through 15th. That was just a little preview of what we have going on next month. But right now, I'm going to be joined by another, I think it's a team actually, of young inventors. I'm really excited to hear about their invention. Let's see if my friends are here.
Hi.
Hey, Monica and Ellie, how are you guys?
Good.
Thanks so much for joining me today. So you guys are a team that work together on invention, right? Can you tell me the name of your invention and tell me a little bit about what it does?
It was originally called Cane Holder, but then we changed the name to Cane Buddy.
Oh, cool. Why did you change the name?
I don't know. We just felt like it was kind of, well, the invention already existed, so and it just seemed really basic. So we wanted to do something like different. So.
Yeah, I think sometimes the name for inventions is like so important, right? To really capture a nice, fun name, but also explain what it does.
Yeah.
So what does it do exactly?
So basically, you're able to attach one side to like the back of a chair, the leg of a chair, or a table, and the other side attaches to the handle of the cane or the cane itself.
I think Mr. Aldo had a picture. Maybe Aldo can show. Oh, there it is. That's really cool.
It's adjustable too.
So who is this invention designed for?
The elderly or disabled.
And what inspired you guys to create this?
So basically, like 1 or 2 years ago, I was at a restaurant with my grandma, and she dropped her cane, and since she's older, she's not able to reach it. So and I thought someone should invent something for that. And my dad also has Parkinson's, and he uses a cane now, so he could use that too.
That's so amazing that you're like making things that are really actually helping real people in your life. That's really great. Your invention actually looks like something you could buy at the store too. Can you tell us a little bit about how you were able to actually create the actual, I don't even know if that's a prototype or like the final product, but what was your process in actually creating that, your invention?
I had the idea, but I didn't know how it was gonna look. So we were just messing with clay, and then we came up with ideas that the original one doesn't have. Like it's adjustable, like the arms, like the arm that connects to the cane and the table, you could like extend or make it small.
And it can have different designs.
Yeah, you could. We thought we could make it in different colors and stuff too.
That's really neat. So have you been able to make some that actually work for your dad and your grandma?
It does work, but we're gonna work on making one that's like better, because it's not it doesn't completely work.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's kind of like about an important part of the design process and the invention process. So you already have something, but you want to make improvements to it, right? Can you talk about that a little bit more and your overall process of just continuing to develop this idea?
So one thing my dad said is like an extension that we can make for like grabbing it if you drop it.
Oh, cool.
Or something like that. Like my dad sometimes gives me ideas for problems that he goes through.
That's so neat that you're taking real life feedback and applying that to your new iterations of your invention. I think that's really great. Can you tell me a little bit more about what your experience was like participating in Invention Convention?
It was kind of hard because it was during COVID.
Sure,
so there wasn't a lot we could do to like show it to everyone or something like that.
We had to do it during videos, and we had to try to get together. And it was fun.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's really challenging, but you guys seem like you're so creative. I imagine you were able to find great solutions to being able to collaborate with other people and share your ideas. Speaking of ideas, do you guys have other ideas for future inventions you might pursue?
So like I said, my dad gives me some ideas, like the grabbing thing, or I just want to do more things to help like him and stuff.
That's great.
Because,
Do you guys have any particular inventors from throughout history that you're particularly inspired by, or?
No, not really. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite, but I just think they're all so different. So.
Sure. I know this has been a tricky question, but do you have a favorite invention of all time?
Technology in general.
Yeah, that's a good one. I know. It's like, how would we even be communicating right now without our technology? So that's a really good one. And you kind of already spoke about this, but I've been asking everyone, if you had unlimited time and unlimited resources, what do you think would be like your perfect or the project you would most want to pursue if the sky was the limit?
I don't know.
Maybe.
What do you think?
I don't know. What, maybe helping more people with,
like helping more like types of disabilities and stuff, like more inventions to help that, like for emergencies and stuff.
That's so great. You guys are thinking so much about helping other people with their inventions. I really appreciate that, and I think that's so great. So I can't wait to see what you guys make in the future as well. I think you guys have such a bright future ahead of you, and you guys are already making some really cool things. So thank you so much for showing us your invention. I think we actually have some other guests, so thank you so much for joining us. I think I may have another young inventor. Let me see. Hey, Megan.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
So you're also a participant in Invention Convention?
Yes.
All right. Can you tell me a little bit, what is your invention called, and can you tell me a little bit about it?
So my invention is called Mega Speaker Breathe Your Music, and it's a speaker that you can play your music to make it louder, clearer with aromatherapy.
Ooh, aromatherapy. What is that? Can you tell me a little bit more about aromatherapy?
Yeah, so like on one of my prototypes, you would put your phone inside of here and the music would come out of here, but also it would have a scent. So when you're playing your music, the sound waves and heat waves of your music would also have aromatherapy coming out.
That's so cool. So your invention would create like a whole mood, right? A whole atmosphere with music and scents also, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite music and smell pairing?
Yes.
What is it? Yeah.
So like I like to, like you mean like the aromatherapy smell?
Yeah, like what's a smell you would pair with like what kind of song?
Oh, so like if you were in a mood like very uplifting and joyful, you would play like a song. I mean, the aromatherapy smell would be really uplifting, like an orange smell. But if you were like calm and relaxed, then you would do like a more relaxing smell, like lavender.
Oh, those are great scents. I love citrus, so I love that you mentioned orange. How did you come up with this idea? This is so unique. I've never really heard of anything like this before.
So one time me and my family were doing a project and so I used that project and improved it with different parts. So like the invention in the book was a little similar, but I improved to it. So I also added a handle and aromatherapy, and I'm testing new types. So those are just my prototypes.
That's so cool. Some of the other kids have spoken about improving on their creations. So can you tell me a little bit about what might be the next step for this invention of yours, or are you in a good place with it?
So the next step would be making sure that you can. The next step would be seeing how long the aromatherapy would last and how long the scent would come when you're playing your music. So that would be the next step, and then testing different cups and different pieces to see which one works the best.
That's so cool. If aside from this idea, are there any other ideas that you would want to pursue if you had all the time in the world and all the resources in the world?
I would like to help stop worldwide litter and problems with garbage all over the world, because I think the world should be clean.
I agree with you. That's a great idea. You know, I had this idea. I never thought of myself as an inventor like you, where I wanted to be able to attach something to my bike that would like sweep up behind me. I don't know. Maybe I think you guys are inspiring me. Maybe I should make a prototype so I can create that. But thank you so much for sharing your invention. I think this one is so cool, and it's like I wish I could buy it right now so I could set a mood and do some meditation with like some nice lavender scents around me. So thank you so much for sharing that.
See how it works?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had a real working prototype.
Well, yeah, they work. So I would have the speaker, and then I would have the music, and I have the music, and then I would put it inside.
Cool. And where would the scent come out of?
The sound would come out of the speaker. So you would put your phone inside the hole, and the sound would travel through the paper towel roll out of the cups.
And where do you put the aroma, for the aromatherapy part?
You would put it inside the paper towel. You would put it inside the paper towel inside of the speaker.
That is so cool. Is this your first invention, or you said you had done previous inventions, right?
Not for Invention Convention. This is my first one for Invention Convention.
But you've done some stuff on your own before?
Yeah.
That's exciting. This is like so creative. So thank you so much for sharing this. I look forward to seeing it when it's actually on the market. I'll be sure to keep an eye out for that.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you again. All right. I'm excited because we actually have another guest who's joining us. I didn't realize we had so many special guests today. Hey, Genevieve. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining me today.
Hello.
Hi. Can you tell me what your invention is called and tell me a little bit about it?
called a glow-in-the-dark umbrella.
Ooh, a glow-in-the-dark umbrella. Do you have a prototype of it you can show us?
No.
Well, can you describe it to us?
We're middle movie and it actually got boxed up.
Oh, really? Can you tell me how does it work and what does it do?
It can glow when it's raining. So you can see the puddles so you don't step in them.
Oh, that's really important. I think I can guess the answer to this, but what inspired this idea for you?
Is it Peppa Pig?
Oh, really? Peppa Pig helped you inspire this idea for you?
No. Oh, sorry. I thought these like the muddy puddles.
Sure. Yeah, you know, I think you're one of our youngest inventors today. How old are you, Genevieve?
6.
That's amazing. Do you have plans for any other inventions?
No.
No, that's okay. But can you describe your glow-in-the-dark umbrella? What color is it?
Blue.
It's blue. Oh, that's my favorite color. That's great. And then did you use something specific to make it glow in the dark? Like, is there a specific material?
It's the coloring one that you can put. I forgot what the chemical was, but we used a food coloring that could glow in the dark.
Oh, wow. That's so creative, Genevieve. I wish I had one right now. Today's such a rainy day. I wish I had a glow-in-the-dark umbrella to use.
Yeah.
Do you, Genevieve, do you have a favorite invention? Is there something around your house that you'd love to use the most that somebody invented?
Legos.
Oh, Legos are such a great invention. I feel like Legos are one of those things that seem so simple, but it's so creative and imaginative. Have you ever built anything really cool with your Legos?
A house and a car.
Oh, that sounds great. You sound like such a creative young lady, Genevieve. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really look forward to seeing more inventions from you, and hopefully I'll see a glow-in-the-dark umbrella in the store someday.
That'll be great.
Thanks, Genevieve.
I just want to say thank you to all our inventors. I'm going to see Alexa's still here. I'll just bring Alexa back in. I just want to say bye. Looks like we're at 12 o'clock. But I just want to say thank you. I'm so inspired with all these great ideas. I really hope everyone can tune in to the Invention Convention, which is on May 1st. So the Chicago Student Invention Convention is on May 1st, and it'll be virtual again this year. But Genevieve, Alexa, Monica, Ellie, Megan, Jose and his team, all of our inventors who came on today, thank you. And I hope to see everyone for Steam Powered Saturday next month in May. All right. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Keep inventing.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.